All right, I'm going to make a quick tutorial video for you for finding your x-intercepts from your graphing calculator in case you need just a refresher on how to do that. So this has two x-intercepts. Remember, you'll go into your y equals menu and graph. Type through your whole thing. Make sure you're careful. Make sure you're using this key button here, right? Your x, t, theta, n right next to your alpha key to use the x values. Punch the equation in and graph it. So I'm just using kind of a random equation here. We're going to find the two zeros, one on the left here, right next to, it looks kind of close to -1, between 0 and -1 on the left here. And then another one over on the right-hand side. It looks somewhere between 4 and 5. So we'll go to those. To do that, you're going to hit second, go to this calculate menu. It says trace. We're going to the second one that says calculate. We're trying to find zeros. Remember, zeros and x-intercepts mean the same thing. Sometimes there are multiple x-intercepts. Sometimes there's just one. Sometimes there's two. Sometimes there's 0. So in this case, we have 2. We're going to find them. If you click on 0 and hit enter, it will throw you on your, this is your y-intercept actually, which is kind of nice, 0, -3. So you would use that for your x-intercept, which is kind of nice. But we don't want the x-intercepts. We want this, or excuse me, we don't want the y-intercept. We want the x-intercept. So essentially, I'm looking for my cursor to be just right about there. But that's not quite good enough. It asks you for the left bound, so we're going to go left a little bit. We're going to hit left about 3 or 4 times. Make sure you're far enough to the left to make sure that, well, you're on the left side of your x-intercept. You hit enter, and you see a dotted line that appears on the left side. That's perfect. We need this dotted line. So we're going to kind of zero in, because now it says, what's the right bound? Well, I'm going to go back that 3 or 4 times that I did to kind of get near it again, and let's do another 3 or 4 to the right so that we can really get this zeroed in. You don't have to be perfect with these, but you do need to make sure your left and your right kind of sandwich your x-intercepts there. If you hit it a second time, another dotted line will appear, and it'll say guess. We don't want to guess. We just want to know what it is. You can hit enter a third time. So my 0 here is -0.65. We're going to round this 5 up to this 4 to a 5 because of the 5 behind it. So this would be -0.65, comma 0 would be our x-intercept. We do need to do this twice though, so let's go try and find this other one off to the right hand side. Second, calculate again. Same thing, go to the 0, hit enter. This time we're just going to go to the right side, so we need to go all the way over here. Enter, 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 go, 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 move over. And so that's like pretty close to our x-intercept. So we don't want to be right on it though. We want to be a few jumps to the left. You can hit it 5 times, 6 times. It doesn't really matter. Make sure you're on the left side of my intercept. So I went to the left from there. Hit enter. You get a dotted line, perfect. It says right bound. Go over to the right until you are past your x-intercept and on the right side of it. Hit enter again. Your intercept, the place we hit our x-axis, should be between these 2 dotted lines. Make sure it is. And if you hit enter a third time, it should give you the intercept. So this is actually really important too. We haven't seen this much, but this says -1e to the -12th. Essentially, that's 0.00, 12 zeros, and then a 1. So that's just a calculator doing some bad rounding. Anytime you see e to the negative anything, you can just call that 0. So this is the 0 for this equation is 4.65, comma 0. Even though this looks a little weird, it is a 0. So this is how you find those x-intercepts. The rest you should be able to find either algebraically or from the graph and or the table. So don't forget, you can press second and table, and you can see some table of values here, which is kind of nice too. So this tells me things like my intercept is 2, 7, and that kind of thing. Hope this helps for your graphing, and let me know if you have any questions. Stop it. Be done.